Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back for episode 2. This your main man, Cody, right here. I got BJ with me.
What's up? What's up?
Sports Talk Lounge every Wednesday coming at you. And I'm gonna go down the lineup for what we got tonight, BJ.
Okay.
We're gonna cover game 1 of the World Series.
Let's get it.
Then we got Mohamed Sanu trade. We got potential Falcons trades. And we got some best money line bets and some NBA predictions if you want to make some.
Okay.
And we can just talk about who you see going to the finals, mainly stuff like that. Don't want to spend too much time on it. Game 1 was yesterday. Nobody really knows what's going on. And then I got a little game we're going to play at the end, and it's called Who's Most Likely to Go. So I'm going to save that for the end. That way I can hit you with some hot takes.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to tease. I'm going to just tease you a little bit so that way people know it's straight off the head. So
Yeah, y'all listen to the whole damn show so we can get more sponsors and shit.
Yeah, please. I know last episode was about an hour, but like I said, I really don't care. But my apologies. So what we're gonna do is no time limit like always, but we will start with game 1, and I'll go ahead and start this one off, BJ. So I had Houston winning in 6, and Nationals winning 2 games. Now
That's
I
right.
told you this team can hit, and I told you Scherzer was gonna deal. Then I told you Cole was going to get shelled. Well, check. I also laid my money on this team so people know I'm not just out here talking shit. Because anybody can say anything about any team until you put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So I went ahead and laid some money down because I stand by my word. And I made money off this. And so I just want to start with everybody saying that anybody who listened to me and took my advice.
Yeah,
there you go.
Gotta give you a shout out on that one, man. I was definitely one of those people who felt like Houston is the superior team, and talent for talent. I think Garrett Cole had won something like 19 straight games. He was pumping an easy 99 in the first inning, bro. Like it's like he wasn't even trying. I think they, I don't know what their scouting report is or what kind of book they had on Soto. But I don't think they're going to let Juan Soto continue to beat them. So whatever it is that they thought they could do, they need to go back to the drawing board on that. But, man, crazy shout out. I think you pointed this out for Ryan Zimmerman, man. The first draft pick for the Nationals. Got the first hit, got the first run, first home run, first RBI. I mean, that's crazy, man. Shout out to Ryan Zimmerman for that.
I was watching, and, of course, they showed the stat. And me and Jody was just talking, and we looked at each other and it was like, he literally leads now the offense and everything. Like he got the extra base hit as well, because the first inning you got a guy who got on by an error, which that I thought was going to kill him because the E6, and then he steals the bag, which you get free Doritos Locos Tacos. So don't forget about that. I'm not sure what day that is, but you get that.
Hey.
So they steal the second base, and then the next 3 guys, matter of fact, all strike out. My man is throwing straight gas, dog. And this series is going to be lights out, man. Both teams can hit. Both teams can pitch. Scherzer was throwing 97. He was grunting as hard as he can, throwing 87-mile-an-hour sliders, which is dirty. Like, you think he's coming with gas, and he's not coming with gas at all. And I don't know, man. I just thought it was nasty. Scherzer had a great night. Cole, not the best night for him, but he was pumping cheddar. And then we was talking to some guy in the lounge, and he said, do you still want to pay Cole $200 million? Guess what? I want to give him $250 million.
Absolutely.
Give him $250 million, and I'm going to tell you why.
Give him
two dogs, man. I'm going to tell you why. Because without Cole, they don't get here. And before you win the World Series, you got to get here, man. I mean, this dude has been lights out since May 24th. I don't know why that's the baseball stat that everybody runs with. But the dude is like 19-0 in his last 25 starts. I think I'm going to turn it a little bit off the World Series because it's still going on. And I'm going to pitch it back to the Braves. Now, I think what the Braves should do here, I would love for them to go get Cole, right? Just dump all the money you got into his wallet. Bring him in here.
Well, what we were told, not to cut you off, we were told that we were going to rebuild for 5 years. And I think they told us 2017. Then they told us 2018. Then it was 2019. So we're going into 2020, bro. You got the young core that you've drafted, you developed, you did everything right. Now it's time to finish the deal. You bring in the high priced free agents. You bring in Yasmani Grandal, you bring in Garrett Cole, go sign, even though Aroldis Chapman kind of shit the bed against Houston with that slider to Altuve. You want to tell me you don't want Aroldis Chapman coming out of the bullpen instead of Mark Melancon? I mean, I think it's time for the Braves to get serious. Open up the checkbook. Everybody go to the Battery, get a couple beers and a hot dog, and let's get some free agents in town, man. That's my take on it.
See, I would love what I think the Braves need, man. And honestly, my honest feeling is I think 2021 is our actual year, man. Everybody's really young. I think next year we get back to the postseason. I mean, anything can happen. But I'm telling you, 2021 is the year we bring the rings home. We got if Fulton can stay on the path, and then you got Soroka and Max Fried. Them three right there can get you to where you need to get. You got Soroka, who is a legit ace, and then you got Max Fried, who should have won a Cy Young. I mean, dudes are nasty, man. And if the Braves could pull in a big dog, I mean, just an idea like Cole, somebody who could throw flames, man. That's everything. And then, so I got the Braves. You got to get a pitcher in here first. Second, you need to get a catcher in here because we can't go full-time with Flowers. Now, I think Gaddis is a free agent. I like Gaddis as a player when he was here. I would love for him to come back. And then at third, you got to go outfielder. I know they're probably going to bring up Pache, but I don't see Markakis lasting too much longer. He had a decent year, don't get me wrong, but he shit the bed during the playoffs. And he's had, did he have 2 injuries? I know he was injured this year. He got injured the year before, didn't he? Or he just shit the bed after the All-Star break?
He had that amazing first half where he was batting like 350 for a while, then got down to like 330. Made the All-Star team.
He should have been hurt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But yeah, that's my point, man.
He basically did the contract year. I'm gonna have the best season I've had in a decade and get me 3 more years of guaranteed money, and that's what he did. Which, hey, kudos to him. You cashing checks for $10 million, man. I ain't hating on the process, but I'm with you. I'm afraid the Braves model though is we're gonna go with Pache, we're gonna go with Waters. They still apparently, from what I can see on Twitter, I'm not a Braves insider, but Dave O'Brien, guys like this, Jeff Schultz from the AJC, they think the Braves are still high on Austin Riley. They think he can cut the strikeouts down. I don't see it, man. I don't know how many players, but I don't know. It's hard to compare it to different eras because nowadays everything is launch angle. Everything is home run or bust. No one cares about singles. No one gives a fuck about hitting behind runners. So I don't know. Maybe if a guy can hit 220 and hit 40, 35 bombs, they may want that in their lineup. I argued with guys all summer long about this, I liked Ender Inciarte because 2 years ago, Ender Inciarte led the league in hits. He's a legit leadoff man, 200 hit guy, table setter. He's a battler at the plate. He fouls pitches. I mean, when you can get a guy like Scherzer in the first inning throwing 20, 25 pitches because your leadoff man saw 10 or 12 pitches, I'm a traditionalist. I want a leadoff man that's scrappy, that's going to try to get on by slapping the ball, by taking pitches, getting hit by pitches. I don't want Acuna batting leadoff. I mean, that's another debate for another day. But, man, he hits a lot of solo homers.
And that's so helpful, man. I'm talking about usually when, somebody like Tehran's pitching, you're losing before you sit down. And on the side note, if you're not losing, you could be winning before you sit down. I mean, first pitch.
Yeah, man, but I listen to John Smoltz talk about it, bro, and I tend to listen to him. I wasn't much of a pitcher. I pitched from time to time. John Smoltz said, if you're facing the Atlanta Braves and Ronald Acuna is the first batter up and he hits a solo home run, so what? You're down 1-0. You're on to the rest of the lineup. Now, if you're a pitcher against the Braves and Acuna's hitting third or fourth and you make a mistake to Ozzie or you make a mistake to Freddie, now you got 2 on with Acuna coming up. You're already in the fucking soup right out of the gate. So, I don't know. Yes, I like being up 1-0. 1-0's great. But damn, it's not 3-0. So, it's all about your philosophical preference, man. Baseball is just such a weird chess match of ideas and situations. I just love having my bopper in a situation with guys on base and hitting in the leadoff spot. Now for the Braves, it's terrible because your 8-hole hitter is usually Dansby Swanson, who's hitting 220 lifetime, and a pitcher. And the Braves pitchers are historically terrible. So I don't know, man. I think they need to decide on what their philosophy is going to be, and then target specific free agents. What do you think about Donaldson, man? How do you feel about bringing him back?
Matter of fact, that was a spoiler on one of my teasers later, but since we're on the topic,
sorry,
it's all good, bro. Since we're on the topic, I would like to see Donaldson come back, honestly, because he's like the only guy who has any grit. I mean, I love the way Acuna plays. Don't get me wrong. Albie's the same way. But I feel like Donaldson is the only person who will really, like, punch somebody in the fucking face. And I like to have that in the ball club, man. And I like Donaldson. Don't get me wrong. He's got a great glove, dude. I mean, the dude is a gold glover, easily. And he can hit. He started off very slow, coming off the injury. And honestly, I think he was overpaid for this season, to be honest with you. I mean, coming out the gate, he made like 20-something mil this year. Like that's
I think it was 1 for 23.
Like that's crazy, man. I'm talking about. I mean, he's a former MVP. If we're gonna sign Donaldson, man, sign him for 3 years. Let the unknown go away. But I need to find out what you're gonna do with Camargo, because I don't want Austin Riley taking hacks, man. I don't. At this stage in the game, I know he's still a rookie, but he's not a rookie in baseball. Like, the kid grew up playing baseball. If he can't hit a slider like now, he's never going to hit a slider facing Strasburg like 10 times a year, or Scherzer 10 more times a year. I mean, these dudes are going to carve him up. He's going to get to the playoffs and get made a fool of, man. It's ridiculous. And if you can't hit a breaking ball, that's all you're going to get, man. I mean, I hate to say it. I don't see any value in Riley, to be honest with you. He can probably pinch hit, but he's going to get nothing but sliders in the dirt. So, honestly, I either want to bring Donaldson back for 3 more years, or I want to go ahead and cut bait on him and just let Camargo get his reps at third.
Man, my thing with Donaldson is I think it was a good season. He definitely helped. I don't look at him as a difference maker as far as getting us over the hump. So if I'm going to spend that money, I want it to be on somebody that's still in their prime, somebody that, has shown a bit more consistency. Donaldson's been injury prone like crazy the last couple of years, so we got really lucky. They took it slow with him out of the gate, but, he stayed upright for the most of the season. Now, he did kind of show some wear and tear down the stretch, though. I think he went 100 at-bats or 100 plate appearances. Like, he didn't get a home run for the last month. So that's tough, man. I mean, the guy hit 30-something home runs, which means he had a very dry spell to end the season. Him and Freeman basically died at the end of the year. Now, some of that I put on Schnitt, because Schnitt's got to have the nuts. When you go to a guy like a Freddie Freeman, I know because I was the same way. I once got into a damn near fist fight with a teacher's assistant at Georgia Southern because I wanted to catch a triple header. So sometimes the coach has to say, look, man, we know you want to play. We know you're a fighter and a grinder, but we got to sit you for your own well-being. And I think the problem with Freddie is Freddie has respect in the office. I mean, in the clubhouse. So I think Schnitt gives him the option. Like, do you want to play today? Yes. He's always going to say yes because he's a baller. I think Schnitt's got to say, look, man, you're playing 3 games this week. You're taking 2 games off. You're playing 4 games this week. You're taking 1 game off. Schedule him out for the summer, man. And I know it's tough when you're in a pennant race, but there were times this year where we had a 7, 8, 9 game lead, bro, where these guys could have been resting on days before game, like when we had a day off, could have been resting the day after. You could have got 3, 4 days off in a row, like a little mini all-star break, and really been fresh. But instead, we grinded. These guys are playing 155 games. Like, come on, man. We got to manage our players better. I know it sucks. Fans spend their money. They want to see the stars, and people hate load management and all that shit. But you got to be smart about your players. You're investing millions of dollars in these guys. I promise you, if I go to a game in June and they tell me Freddie's not playing, okay, I'm sure I get to see Ozzie. I get to see Acuna. I want Freddie healthy in October, bro. That's what matters. I think everybody in the city will agree every team right now, except maybe the Hawks, is championship or bust. If you're the Falcons, the Braves, Atlanta United, all we care about now is titles. We don't care about division championships. We don't give a fuck about you won the first round. If you don't win the chip, you failed. Same thing with UGA, which I'm sure we'll get into some of that in a minute. But, man, this offseason is going to be very interesting, and I'm super excited. I get excited about free agency in baseball, hot stove over the winter. I'm a nerd like that. I can't wait, man. This World Series looks like it's going to be an epic 6 or 7 game battle. So, you can tell baseball is kind of a true passion for me, and I just love that shit, man. So I'll let you finish up that thought, though.
But yeah, so, I mean, that's pretty much all I want to cover about with the Braves tonight. I touched a little bit back on the World Series. I don't know if you're watching, but that play the shortstop just made was sick, dog. And here goes another one. He got one by him. But
I'm in the room with the TV off, so I can focus on my ideas.
I'm focused. Trust me, I'm focused. But I'm also watching, because it never stops. And so I just want to, summarize the World Series a little bit. So let me ask you this. Watching a little bit of Game 2 and a little bit of Game 1, have you changed your mind at all about who you got for the outcome of this World Series?
No, I still think Houston in a 7-game series just has more talent, that's all. I mean, it's partly because they've been there before. I've seen them do it before. And the Nationals, this is kind of their first shot at the rodeo. Other than that, I don't have any scientific data to back up my opinion. Like, I've seen some statistics that Houston has, like, a better OPS, a better batting average, better slugging, better ERA. Like, even statistically and analytically, Houston is probably the favorite. But, man, you're right about some of those guys on Washington. I absolutely love Anthony. Rendon is like one of my favorite players in MLB, bro. Like,
speaking of, he's another free agent. I know that the Braves could take a look at.
I don't even want to speak his name because I don't want to even get my hopes up that could happen. But there was a time where Atlanta, man, was like a destination where we would go get a guy like Fred McGriff, or go get a guy like Gary Sheffield and put him right in the middle of your lineup. Like, damn, man, we used to make those type of moves. I don't understand how you build a brand new immaculate ballpark in the suburbs. Go spend some money, man. Bring the studs in, let's fucking go, But anyway, I think my kind of fandom, I always have like one favorite player that's not on the Braves. And probably for the last, 15 years, it was Albert Pujols. Like, I just adore Albert Pujols. Like, everything about his game as a right-handed hitter. I just love him. I think Rendon, for me, is like my favorite non-Braves player. I like him. And I used to like Kershaw, too, but Kershaw's kind of fallen off, man. He's kind of a dick, too, by the way. But I used to like him. And, Madison Bumgarner. Those guys out in the NL West that we don't get to see that much, I kind of like some of those guys since they're not really rivals. But yeah, Rendon, man. Rendon's a fucking stud, dude. I mean, he's just great.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I still want to keep the same prediction, man. I'm watching these games. Like you said, these games are going to be epic. This is going to be one of the better World Series. You got gunslingers, you got hitters on here. It's going to be a good series, man. But I'm gonna stick with Houston in 6. Like you said, I really don't even care what the stats say. I watch so much baseball, I don't need the stats, man. The eye test does it for me.
Yeah, the eye test.
Like the eye.
That's right. We're the assholes from Moneyball that they're like kicking us out of the conversation because we're like, hey, I trust the eye test, man. This guy, he looks like a stud.
Sometimes it is the eye test, man. Because what I don't like about stats is it don't tell you about pressure situations, man. I mean, you have garbage. You have so many garbage stats. It's unreal. Like the 2 hits that Freddie Freeman got at the last game of the year. I mean, yeah, the last game of the year. Like, bro, them are the most garbage hits you could ever have. Like, we know what you did for the series.
Right. You're down 10-0, bro. Those are non-pressure at-bats where you're not getting pitched the same, I promise you.
And it's like those, that doesn't go into analytics, man. And I watch so much. I know I'm not going to say I know everything what's going to happen, man. But for the most part, man, I play the averages. I know about what should happen. Let's just say that. And I don't know, man. The Astros are really good. The thing about the Astros is they can hit a bomb with like 1 through 8.
Yeah.
Hell, 1 through 9 with a DH. It's crazy.
I think when they go to Washington, though, the weather's going to be a little cooler. That ball's not going to be flying out of D.C. like it is in Houston. Houston is a fucking bandbox, bro.
But yeah, they probably got the the shaved balls again. I don't know if they're gonna roll them back out there.
Yeah, they brought that ball that Soto hit up on the train track, bro.
It was a missile.
Like, you don't hit them oppo up there. Like, that's crazy.
But yeah, so that'll wrap up our World Series talks. And of course, if they're still playing into next Wednesday, what would that be, like Game 6 or Game 7? Hell, I don't know how this is gonna play out. But
I don't know if I'll be here next Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll be here. We'll be here for episode 3. Make sure y'all tune in.
I'll be pre-gaming for the cocktail party. I'm starting drinking on Tuesday.
I got Thursday and Friday off, so I'm going to start drinking Wednesday and night. All right, so look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to switch it up from a little World Series talk, and I'm going to dive right into this Mohamed Sanu trade. So I was driving to work early, and I got breaking news. Mohamed Sanu was traded, right? So the next thing I hear is we got a second-round pick for him.
Right.
First of all, that's an amazing pick for Mohamed Sanu.
Bro.
Second thing, go ahead.
No, I ain't mean to cut you off. I was just agreeing. That was
so look.
My literal first impressions. I woke up, looked at my phone to see, just what time it was, shit like that, and it was like, Mohamed Sanu traded for second round pick. I was like, well, goddamn, Dimitrov, good for you.
That's a great. That's a
I was
great
legit
move,
like, damn, that was a hell of a deal. But go ahead, I didn't mean to cut you off.
All right, so the point two that I'm making is, all the fans were pissed. Like, the Falcons are just tanking the rest of the year. They're giving up. Regardless of what you think they're doing, they're not going to go any further than they are right now. That's just realistic. But I don't care about this trade, man. Sanu is a free agent after this year. We literally just got a second-round pick for a guy who is about to walk.
Right.
And to be honest with you, man, the past couple games, Sanu really hasn't really done much. I mean, he don't right now that we don't have him, we're not that much worse as a team. You know what I'm saying?
He's not the difference maker. We had this conversation last week, man. He's a luxury piece. Whereas, I mean, if your offense is kicking on all cylinders and you can run it, you can pass it, you're tight end, boom, 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 and he's your second or third option, great. If you're 1-6, hey, man, I need that second rounder because I got to find me some young talent, especially on the defensive side. Go ahead, though. I keep cutting you off, bro.
No, it's okay.
This shit gets me fired up, man.
Nah, man, you're my partner. Go keep rolling, man. I'm playing off of you.
But yeah, so anybody, and like we were talking about people on social media. First of all, if you're upset about this pick, just stop talking. Like, you're on social media talking about I'm boycotting the Falcons or what. First of all, you probably haven't been to a game ever. First, like, not to mention you don't know anything about like salary cap and rosters and anything like that. When they drafted Calvin Ridley, Mohamed Sanu was on a chopping block that day. Like, I was surprised we even brought him back last year because it was like, well, you got two basically number one receivers. You got a top tier tight end. What are we doing with Sanu? Like, you just don't need that many receivers. Matt can't get the ball to everybody. I would rather Matt force it to Julio 15 times instead of going to Julio 7 and Sanu 8. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, the past couple weeks, Sanu averages like 2 or 3 targets. And to be honest with you, man, I watched Sanu drop a lot of passes this year.
Yeah, because there's no flow with the offense. Like, even on that interception Matt threw last week, it was a busted screen that was just like, there's linemen in his face, and he's throwing behind
why would you want
guys.
to catch
like,
that?
It's just,
you know what I'm saying? And
it's just so terrible. Like, everything about our team, like that punt at the end of the game that we fumbled, like, just end the fucking game, bro. Like, just don't even pick the ball up. Just let it roll forever. Just so embarrassing, man.
It is, man. And which brings me to my next point, actually. Some other news broke today about this locker room being divided. How do you feel about that?
I don't know much about. Here's what I know. And we talked about this last night. We even got Carl Dukes involved. Somehow he'd be responding to us on Twitter.
He loves me, man.
Apparently, Julio Jones stood up and said, this ain't on the coach, this is on us. And I hear you. I hear you, who like I do. But bro, you can't. Don't come out here trying to preach the brotherhood, right? We're all in this together. When 3 months ago we're gearing up for training camp, and you still got 2 years left on your deal. You held out last fall. You know, it wasn't like a big spectacle. It wasn't like Ezekiel Elliott, I'm going to Cabo, fuck y'all. But it was still a distraction. Like, people, where's Julio? What's going on with Julio? Is he mad? You scrubbing your social media, deleting all your Falcons paraphernalia. So, okay, you want to be like the quiet, petty type. I get it, dude. And this isn't me throwing Julio under the bus. I love him. But don't come and kick this, hey, it's a business. We all got to get what we got to get. At the end of the day, I got to feed my family. And then now you want to be like, well, I'm in for the brotherhood, and, you know, we got to do this for DQ, and we're in this together. Like, nah, man, look, miss me. You can't have it both ways, bro. What I would have liked to have seen is, coming off of last season where we had a terrible season, Julio and Matt, all the veterans who were here for the Super Bowl, should have been at every mini camp, every training camp, putting in work. Bro, Julio's not there, so fucking Vic Beasley's not at mini camp. You want to tell me Vic Beasley couldn't use some extra reps in mini? I mean, it may not have helped. I don't know. But if I'm on the Atlanta Falcons and Julio Jones is out there working at 95-degree heat, my ass better be there. But because it's like, hey, I'm going to kick back. I'm going to let y'all do the preseason thing. I'm going to chill. You know, I'll show up. I'll show my face. I ain't putting in no work. And I don't want Julio to get hurt in minicamp, but there's just, me and you both played football, man. There's a desire, there's a hunger you got to have. When you're playing football, everything is man on man. You got to be a fucking dog. The guy across from you is there to literally take food off your table, bro. Jalen Ramsey was fucking in Julio's kitchen. Julio needs to go to the huddle and say, Matt, I'm going deep. Chuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about what the play call is. I know we're running bubble screen right for the 5th time. Say hut, throw it up. I'm finishing to moss this cat, and I want to put the team on my back by making a play. I don't know, man. Just calling this behind closed door meeting. I think the best way to show leadership is to do something on the field. Let the guys know. I don't care if I'm double team, triple team. Throw me the ball. I'm yoking that shit. I'm taking it for 80. And watch how quickly the team gets fired up. The defense will get fired up. The fans will get fired up. That's how you engage people, by what you do on the field. Miss me with the politician shit, bro. You know, that's how I feel about it personally. As a guy who I would always try to motivate my teammates, but I was also the first one at practice. I was the last one there picking up dummies. Baseball, you and I both, practice is over, game's over. We're bringing out the L screen to take another round of BP. Like, everybody's going home. We're like, hey, batting practice starts at 9, fellas. Where y'all going? To me, those are the things that Tom Brady does. You know what I'm saying? That's like, damn, the Patriots, man. You watch the Patriots against the Jets. Everything they do is methodical and well thought out, and everything has a purpose, and everybody's always in the right place. There's no dumbass penalties and people running off the field last second so the other team can hike it and get a offside. Like, you never see them do that shit. But the Falcons are so undisciplined. There's no authority. Everybody's friends. We're in this together, the brotherhood. Hey, man, if me, you, and 50 of my dudes was all millionaires, shit, I'd probably be in a brotherhood too. Fuck it. Hey, fuck this game. I'm on Instagram like Grady Jarrett showing off my new whip. Like, man, look, we lost. I'm still rich. Why do I give a fuck? So, you know.
And that's how, which take me back to this. I'm talking back on this article. And still on what you're talking about, though, is like when you watch these dudes, man, and the whole story was about their effort, right? And that's all Julio was talking about. Was it's not on Dan Quinn. It's on us. I mean, it's a little bit of both. It's a lot on our guys. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we look horrible. We got guys spinning in circles. You got Vic Beasley falling down for no reason. You got Oliver who can't even, you know what I'm saying, chase anybody down.
His guys open every play. Every play, Oliver's guys open.
Every play. And it's just bad, man. We just look bad, man. And then when you watch a team like the Patriots, I'm not trying to dick ride, but I mean, it's coaching, man. And honestly, there's a level of respect there that Dan Quinn just doesn't have, man. You got some guys, are like, oh, we're doing it for DQ. But there's other guys who's like, man, fuck that shit. I'm getting paid.
Hey, man.
And you
it's
can see
hard to
it.
be mad at Vic Beasley for not having no sacks, but every time I look up, they got him in pass coverage. So on one hand, like, yeah, Vic, you got no sacks, you got 1 sack. Why are you covering Todd Gurley on a wheel route, though? Like, who drew that up?
Right.
That's DQ.
Did you see Fowler covering Freeman on any wheel routes?
No. He was getting after McGarry's ass.
Exactly, dog. And it's just embarrassing, man. And I think when the article broke today, it was wild because I just got done listening to the interview with Dan Quinn. And Hugh Douglas, shout out to Hugh, he was asking some tough-ass questions today. And so DQ knows the fire is on him, man. But it don't change the fact that the schemes he's running are just horrible. And this is how I feel about Dan Quinn. And that'll be it for this topic. The thing about Dan Quinn is, when I listen to him as a viewer, right, I have no emotion. Like, I don't get fired up at all.
Right.
Like, when I listen to other coaches, you know what I'm saying we're going to do this and that, I'm like, oh, shit, okay, I feel that. Like, I want to go hit somebody while I'm in the car. Like, I want to get out and tackle somebody, man.
That's how I feel when Kirby talks. Like, Kirby
exactly, man.
makes
Kirby
me want to put the pads
fired
on.
Up. Exactly, dog. I be so fired up, man. But when I hear Dan Quinn, it's just like a flat tone in my ear.
It's a corporate, like, politically correct, like, hey, we're gonna bust our tails and we're gonna get after it and we're gonna fight like hell. And it's like, man, you've been saying the same shit for 5 years,
right, dog.
bro.
Who was your boy that got fired from Georgia? He's the coach of Tennessee now, man.
Oh yeah. He didn't get fired. He left.
Well, either way, he sucked.
Yeah.
So we just go with that. So anyway, so
Pruitt,
he goes to
Jeremy
Tennessee. He's coaching Jeremy Pruitt, the defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
that way you guys know what the fuck.
That's
right. He was a DC. Okay, just so everybody knows, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. He was a defensive coordinator at Georgia. Now he's coaching at Tennessee. This man here was in motherfuckers' face. Like, he was grabbing people by the face mask. Like,
bro, they were hanging with Bama, bro. Like, that ass.
If you go back and watch that film and some of the stuff on Twitter, man, Tennessee was getting... Bro, they was getting screwed on a lot of these plays, man.
Yeah, man.
And, I mean, that's here or there. Fuck Tennessee, too.
Yeah, fuck them. But there was some bullshit.
At the end of the day, man, Pruitt was snatching people up by the goddamn face mask. And you know what? I would like to see that out of Dan Quinn. I feel like right now everybody's just, like, kind of mocking him, or they're just flying under the radar. And there's just no fight in this team right now. I mean, I think I had wrote you this message earlier, still talking about the same thing, actually. Freeman literally went to go swing on my man by himself, dog. Nobody was there with Freeman. Like,
how is he the only person ejected? Like,
right.
If you're
Freeman
an old
is
lineman,
your littlest guy.
Exactly. He's a running back, dude. Every old lineman should have got tossed. Everybody.
Right.
Like, they would have had to lock me up if somebody... Shout out to Ronald Baker, because he was probably bigger than me in high school. If somebody's trying to fight my running back, I'm sorry, we all fixing to get ejected. So
we are, dog. And
they're gonna have to call the game.
That really pissed me off, man. And to be honest, I was watching the Miami game, and somebody had about gotten into a fight there. Then them dudes turned around and scored a touchdown right after that.
Yep.
Like, that, you need that kind of shit,
bro,
man. And the Braves have some stuff like that too.
Like, dude, Acuna, when they throw inside at Acuna, and the Braves don't ever do shit about it, they know they can punk us out, bro. Like, we some straight pussies because, well, you know, we don't want to put a guy on in a game in the middle of June that don't mean dick. Hit the next 5 guys. Fuck it. Hit them all. Hit the bases loaded and ear hole the 5th dude. Show them that if you hit my guy, everybody can get got. That's what I need y'all thinking when y'all start pitching Acuna, damn, I don't want to throw this fastball inside, bro. I might catch one in the back. Let me pitch him away.
You know what's crazy is Teron used to have that fight, man.
Yeah, he did. Until Bryce Harper took his fucking mojo.
Yeah, and I think that still resonates with me because at the end of the day, I always feel like Teron will hit somebody, man, but he's just lost that fire.
Well, he throws 88, so it's like...
that shit still hurts. Don't get me wrong. But it's the message, man. It's not about what it is. It's the message.
Yeah, that's right. And you put one on somebody's hands whether it's 88, 98, motherfuckers get uncomfortable with that shit.
Exactly, man. And it's just, I just don't like the way the Falcons are playing right now. It's just super soft. Dudes just don't respect the coach, man. And I think there's 3 moves the Falcons can make right now that I would say turn the season around. But let's just say have them looking better for next year. And the first move I'm going to say is first you got to get a new coach. You got to get a coach who has some fire under him. Like, I would love to have a guy like Mike Tomlin. Like, of course we're not going to have him. Yeah. Of course not.
You know my guy is Rex Ryan, man. I love Rex Ryan.
I need somebody with that kind of passion, man. I need somebody over there throwing the clipboard. I need somebody snatching somebody up. The Falcons need that right now. Like, they've gotten so comfortable, they don't have any fire, man, and it's crazy.
Bro, they let the Saints come in here and let the coach throw up the choke sign, and nobody did nothing about it,
Nobody cares.
Like,
and they just let it happen.
They just let it. The next play, Drew Brees would have got hit late. Like, they would have picked the ball up, blew the whistle, been in the huddle. Then I would have hit Drew Brees. Like, I would have hit him like Spike on Little Giants, like on the kickoff. Like,
and the other 2 moves I'm gonna say that the Falcons need to make. I'm talking about need to make, and it's gonna be such an obvious move. But this is what pisses me off: is I know we're not gonna make the move. The Falcons have got to go and get 2 big-name defensive linemen. You have to. This fan base is starving for a big name. We're starving for a guy who can go and get the quarterback, man. The Falcons are on pace to set the highest record amount of games without a
5
sack.
games. Yep.
You can't have that, man. And you don't have no fight from anybody because back to what we were saying, if you create big plays and turnovers, man, you create fire. Everybody's into it. And the Falcons just don't have that. So I think if we go and get 2, I'm talking about like 2 absolute big-name defensive linemen, them 3 moves right there could have us set up for next year, and the Falcons would be right back in it, man.
Yeah,
I honestly feel like that's the 3 moves to make.
You got to get D tackles in the draft, man, because nobody's letting those guys go. Like,
but they are, man. There's guys there. We could trade the draft, bro. Like, you can trade the draft. We're not drafting anybody good anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean we have a chance to draft Ty Gurley and we draft Vic Beasley. I'll never forgive him for that shit. You know.
I mean, who's our last good draft pick, bro? Calvin Ridley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, be honest with me. Like,
there's
nobody.
Keanu Neal's a good player, but you're injury prone, dog. Like, you've been in the league for what, 3-4 years? You've been hurt 2 seasons into injuries. Like, I can't count on you, dog. Like, when you come back, you got a busted Achilles and a busted ACL. I mean, you know, Deion Jones, what are you exactly? You're Paul Warlow, bro, with a little bit more speed. Like, can't get excited. Tack McKinley, you know, you did that whole thing about your grandma and find me later and all that. Man, that you put on a hell of a show for somebody with a half a sack, dog. Like,
half a sack.
You ain't gonna be able to afford that fine, fam.
More than me.
Like, you got a half a sack more than me.
Right.
I mean, your grandma's ashamed of you, dog.
Those are my 3 moves that I think they absolutely have to make, man.
I'm honestly worried that Arthur's not gonna fire DQ, dog. Like, I'm legitimately worried.
And you know what? He's not gonna do it, and I've already come to a grip with it. So Dimitrov has to go and get 2 superstars. I think that's the only way you get the heat off of DQ's back, and you have some guaranteed, you know what I'm saying, some pass rush. You gotta have to go and get 2 superstars.
If you're gonna keep DQ though, he's gotta be like just the head coach, like the CEO, the guy that does the press conference. He can't be the defensive coach. He damn sure can't be the offensive coach. He's just the guy that goes out there and says, we're going to be fast and physical and we're pissed off. Like, that's all I want to hear, dog. I don't want to hear you talking about we ran 18 blitzes. When? When did we run them?
You know, I was thinking about this stat. Think about this. Think about this, dude. If we run 18 to 20 blitzes a game, we've played 7 games. That's 140 blitzes if we average 20 blitzes a game. We have 5 sacks. 5.
It's
140 blitzes.
Why don't we just do whatever blitzes the Patriots were doing on Monday? Because I swear to God, every play Darnold was under pressure. Every play.
Every play, dude. And it's just crazy to me, man. So I mean, that's gonna wrap up my Falcons talk. I'd like to move on a little bit, and we're gonna switch it up a little bit. I know we really ain't talk gambling, some sports betting last episode, but I'd like to dive into it this week. Um, Not sure if you crunk up your Bovada account, but I definitely have been very active this week, and I know you and Jerry and Nile have been watching, and I've been dying to bet on this Ohio State and Wisconsin game, man. So I went ahead and put 25 on it. It's 4-1 on my money. I'm gonna win like 106 back, or three. I don't know if they count my money in. Who cares? All I know is I bet 25. I'm gonna win 106 back. So I honestly have Wisconsin winning outright. It's probably a gamble, but I feel like Fields has not been tested yet. Wisconsin is coming off a big, embarrassing loss, and this is their way of proving themselves, man. Fields has been lights out, but he just not been tested yet. And I had so much odds on this game, I just could not take this
Yeah,
bet.
you
know what I'm
got
saying?
fucking 2 upset specials this week. Why don't you give them the other one too? Fuck it.
My other upset. So my other upset, besides the Washington upset, I laid money on Auburn. I got Auburn winning this week.
Hell yeah, let's go, baby. Bo Nix
you know
said
what?
fuck LSU.
Fuck LSU, dog. That's how I feel. And I don't know, man. I feel like Auburn is just one of those teams that just does weird shit. And they run field goals back, and they tip Hail Marys up, and they're just weird. They do that type of shit.
And LSU always shits the bed, dude. LSU is Georgia West. Like,
they are, dog.
Except they got a natty in the most.
Oh my
more
God, they
recently
look
than we do.
very good, but
then they never
aren't.
beat Bama. They never fucking like the only time they make it to the SEC championship was when Honey Badger was there. It's like
That's it,
every
man.
year they look phenomenal, and then here comes Bama and here comes Auburn, and they'll lose one random game to like Miss State. Like I don't under. So you're probably right on with that pick, bro. Like this is the type of game that Auburn wins for no reason. And LSU finds a way to lose. They just do. It's crazy.
Well, I think the spread was like, I think it was like 6.5 to 7 or something like that. And I know the Ohio State game was like 12 or 11, depending on what you're betting on. But there's no money there.
That game that got Les Miles fired from LSU, wasn't that the game against Auburn where the time ran out? Like they tried to spike the ball, then they ran a pass and end up scoring a touchdown, but the time had run out.
It had already ran out.
So that's one of those examples like you're talking about. Like it's just weird shit happens. I think that was the game that got Les Miles fired, man. It was like,
it just does, man. Auburn's that weird fucking team that just does weird shit. And so I put money on Auburn, man. Fuck it. Fuck LSU.
And
that's how I feel.
Down there, man. For real.
That's how I feel, man. I know one of the other money lines this week was like off the chain. They got the Seahawks favorited by 3.5, which is like hysterical to me.
Oh, against the Falcons? Yeah,
yeah.
Put your house on Seattle.
Please, we got Schaub starting. Matt Ryan, I swear to God, if Matt Ryan starts, I'm driving down a Mercedes-Benz and flattening everybody's tires.
Matt needs to tell DQ, hey, my ankle's sore today,
not this week, big dog. We got guys calling out on vacation. Grady Jarrett sitting out this week. It's vacation mode for the Falcons. They're done. So, if you got any kind of money on any account, dog, just the Seahawks
find a bookie.
Cover.
Find somebody at the corner, dog. Like tell them you want to lay 50 on Seattle this week.
You got to lay 50 on Seattle. You probably only gonna win about like $10. I don't know if that shit going. Who cares? It's free money. So go and get that free money, man. And that's a little insight from me.
Yeah, I think that Bama line was pretty interesting this week against Arkansas, right? Because Tua's not playing. I can't remember. I think the line had gotten pretty small to like 9 or 10, something like that. I would still take Bama, whatever it is.
Bama's not losing, man. The NCAA has to have them there.
But I know they were talking about the spread had changed because Tua's not going to play, so I forget the guy that's going to be playing. But to me, I've always thought Tua was overrated anyway. Like, I know he made the throw against Georgia on the 2nd and 26, whatever we all remember. But I honestly feel like Bama is just a slant machine. Like, Tua throws a 5-yard slant and Jared Judy goes for 80 or Ruggs goes for 75. It's like, I don't know. I think Tua is a little bit overrated. So, anyway, if you can get money on Bama with 10 points or less, take Bama. I would take Bama with 17, honestly, but, I seen Arkansas try to run a fake punt last week where the punter did a jump hook pass to the up back, and it was like the most terrible. You got to YouTube it, bro. Type in Arkansas fake punt. It's hysterical. You think Kirby's fake punt in the SEC championship was bad? This shit right here, bro. This shit was terrible, dog.
I'm gonna check that shit out, bro. But yeah, so those are some guarantees. I mean, my Auburn win is not a guarantee, but that Falcons win is a guarantee. I'm guarantee.
I'm gonna parlay both of those. I'm parlaying all three of those: the Seattle and fucking Wisconsin and Auburn, bro. I feel it, man. I got the energy.
You feel it? I'm telling you, Dan. I've been lights out this year. I was screwed last week by the Seahawks, and I mean that was like a stupid loss to the Ravens, but that's like really all I've been screwed by, to be honest with you, man. And those are some of my picks. That's who I got my money on. There's some easy ones out there.
The other one I would say is an absolute stone cold lock of the century of the week is fucking New England playing Cleveland, bro.
Yes.
Like, Baker's going to throw you about 4, maybe this week.
I don't care if the spread's 17, dog. They're covering.
Take New England because Baker's going to do exactly what Darnold did and give it to you 4 times. So
I don't see the Browns scoring more than 13 in this game.
And when is that thing gonna blow up? Like, Odell is 1 week away from just fucking saying, "What the fuck happened to my career?"
I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna finish the year out. I think they'll roll another year with Baker out there, and then that's when they start looking in trades and draft. Because at the end of the day, they still got Nick Chubb, who's a star.
He's a star,
they got
man.
Odell, who's a star. And, like, what are they going to do with Baker, man? They're going to end up getting a quarterback.
Baker's a scrub, man, to me.
He is a scrub. I mean, he's just
I know everybody wants to get rid of Matt and get a new quarterback, but outside of Pat Mahomes, Pat Mahomes, who's injured, by the way,
exactly.
Who else? Who of these young quarterbacks, okay, maybe Lamar Jackson, maybe, but I also seen Lamar Jackson break the record for the least passing yards ever in a playoff game last year against, like, who they play, San Diego, where San Diego literally put 9 guys in the box and said, "We're not going to let you run. We're going to make you throw." And the dude was like 0 for 11. So you tell me, I don't know. Y'all would rather have that than Matt? Okay, maybe. But other than that, all the young quarterbacks, these phenoms, Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen and Josh Allen and Kyler Murray, and I don't know, man. Jameis and Mariota.
Nah, they're trash, bro.
Give me Matt, bro, over all of them. I know I'm biased and shit, but I don't know.
Man, look at it this way, man. I was talking to my boss today at work, and we were just talking about attendance at work. Like, he wasn't talking to me about my attendance. I just started. So we were just talking about attendance in general. And I was saying, like, yeah, the best thing, I try not to be the best employee, but it's better to have an employee who shows up every day than to have an employee who's really good and you don't know what you're getting, if they're coming or not. Right. And that's what you get out of them mobile quarterbacks. Yep. You don't know if they're going to play. Like, I can run off like 10 right now who all been hurt, and they're not playing. And Matt gives you week to week a steady grind, steady performance. I would rather have that as a manager. And
I mean, if you just protect them a little, he's going to go for 330 and 2 tugs. Like,
that's it, man.
Just let him stand there for 2 seconds, Matt be getting hit literally after he says hut. Like, it's crazy. I don't know. But this ain't the Matt Ryan apology show. These are just our opinions, man. You can take them or leave them or whatever, but I promise you, when Matt's gone and we get fucking Byron Leftwich and Joey Harrington again, we'll see where all the real Falcon fans are at, because I promise you, ain't nobody paying for them PSLs and $150 lower levels to go see fucking...
Well, when we finally get Cam Newton in here, then everybody will get their wish, and then we'll suck.
He's washed now. He can't even start for his own team.
He can't even start for his own team, dog. I'm not arguing. Matter of fact, no, we're not. So that's going to be it for my
only way I want Cam is if he goes to Athens. He got a year eligibility left.
That's it.
Because that's the one thing that really, just to kind of wrap this up, man, because we done did a whole hour again. What the fuck? But I make this same argument every weekend, and it's like, for some reason, people don't understand me. mobile quarterbacks in college are great. You got a guy like who's your guy that went from Alabama to Oklahoma?
Oh, Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. He is not a traditional quarterback, but in the right system, the right scheme, he can dominate. That's why I wanted Justin Fields over Fromm. However, the NFL is different, bro. The linebackers, the safeties, the corners, the D tackles, all them dudes running 4.4 40s, dog. Like everybody out there. So mobile quarterbacks in the NFL are not a long-term solution. Russell Wilson is like the only one because he knows how to slide and get the fuck out of bounds. Most guys are going to be like RG3 and try to put the spin move on you and they're going to break their damn leg. So, just so everyone understands my position, college quarterbacks, dual threat, yes. Give me Tim Tebow, give me Vince Young, guys like that. Because when the play breaks down, they can go get you a first down. In the NFL, give me Big Ben, give me Matt, give me, some other statue quarterback.
Hell, Brady.
Give me Brady.
Brady's not moving. He runs like a 7 flat.
Yeah, man. So
I mean, it is what it is, man.
That's
Drew
why
Brees the same.
Even the quarterback for the Colts now, Jacoby Brissett, like he's not a mobile quarterback. Like he is a statue because he came from New England and they understand that the quarterback's job is to get the ball downfield to your playmakers. I don't want my quarterback running for 7-yard gains and getting smoked. Like, no.
You know what that means?
It ain't worth it.
If your quarterback is running, you know what that means? You need a better offensive line.
Right.
Like, that's what that means.
Or better receivers or a better coordinator.
We shouldn't be seeking out a guy who we're planning for failure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be
doing
that.
You want a mobile quarterback because your O-line sucks. Get a better O-line.
That's it. It's that simple, dog.
So that's my position on dual threat mobile quarterbacks. Yes, for college, NFL. I know you can barely touch quarterbacks nowadays, but we've all watched the games. We've all seen Cam Newton get absolutely obliterated, and they don't call shit. And then they barely touch Tom Brady, and every ref in the building throw a flag. So I don't know. Now, I know there's some Patriots favoritism, and certain quarterbacks get special treatment, but the mobile quarterbacks, when they take off running and get fucking smoked,
they're not
gonna get the call. So anyway,
and that's a fact, man. So, but yeah, that's it there. And so that's it for my money line bets.
Yeah, win y'all some money this week, man. Comment and let us know what other locks you see that maybe we missed. Maybe we were talking too much about Schnitker. Hey, manager of the year, by the way. Where do we put that trophy?
Manager of the fucking year, BJ. All of that shit you've been talking. He wins back-to-back manager of the year.
I've been talking all shit about the two-time manager of the year. You're going to be fired by May.
But let me tell you, dog, it ain't shit. All they do is look at your fucking record, man. That's all it is. That's all anything is a popularity contest.
How do you not give it to the guy in Milwaukee, bro? Christian Yelich got hurt, and they still won the wild card. Like, what?
And still won.
I don't know. Who votes on this? I don't know, dude. If you have
think
Milwaukee winning the wild card without Christian Yelich, I mean, that to me, that's a hell of a manager job, but I digress. I can manage the Braves and win 100, bro. I promise you I could.
Right. I think the level of disrespect to the Braves is so real. They don't expect him to win that many games. So when he does, it looks outstanding. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's like they don't expect shit, so he overachieved.
Exactly, man.
But if you look at our lineup the way we look at them, we underachieved.
Yes.
I can point to 20
won
games.
115 games last year.
I promise you I can find you 10 that your manager cost me.
Right.
Then I can find you another 15 that the bullpen and the GM cost me. So,
And then I can find 7 that Fulte costed me to start the season.
Yeah, or Dansby with the bases loaded, no outs.
Yeah, I mean.
And then, then he strikes out, and then the pitcher hits a double play.
I swear to God, I can get you another 20 wins. As the manager of the Braves, we would win no less than 110 games a year if I was the manager of the Braves.
I ain't gonna talk shit about Dansby, man. He had a good series, bro.
He had
was
a
balling,
fucking
man.
Great postseason.
I was happy for the kid because people think I hate the kid, but
I hate him. I can't stand him, bro. I want him. I still want him traded. He had an outstanding postseason.
He did.
I'll give him that. And
him
he
and
was
Ronald
like
and Ozzy a little bit were like the only guys that showed up, bro.
He stepped up. I give him that. I'm not gonna talk shit to him. I'm gonna talk shit about him around May, and that's when I'm gonna let him have the first month and
Man,
first month or two, then I'm coming back.
The thing
to
that irks me the most is I just don't understand how you only start Soroka one game. Like I'm not gonna.
Pisses me off.
And he was he was dirty, bro. He went on the road to St. Louis and said, "Hey guys, I got this one. Y'all just give me like 2 runs and we're straight." Like, god damn, bro. Like, I like that kid, man. I like him a lot, man.
Me too, man. He dude fucking throws hard, man.
Yeah.
But so that's all I got. 2 more quick points. I know we're at an hour. Oh well, we hit an hour. Who cares? So check this out. I had another. I don't want to lie to my fans, BJ. So I told them we was going to give them some NBA predictions.
Oh, here we go.
You got a bold prediction for the NBA?
Yeah, LeBron ain't winning. I know that.
Yeah, he's not winning. He's not winning the chip, man. I don't care what anybody says. LeBron is a great player. His time is just past, man. He's
washed, bro.
He's what? And
like,
he's really good.
Kawhi Leonard looked like a much better player. I know it was the first game of the season,
but he's faster and just better, man.
He is, bro. He's just a total package, man. But
I mean, I understand LeBron is the quote unquote greatest in the world. Like, who cares, bro? Like, his time is past. Yep. He was a monster about 5 years ago, and he's just on the down decline, man. And that's just honesty. I don't have the Lakers winning the chip. Honestly, I feel like Houston will win the chip. Them dudes is gonna be off the chain, man. And
dude, you want a hot take? You want a hot take, bro?
I want a hot take, dog.
I don't think the Lakers make the playoffs, dog.
Nah, don't say that, dog.
Nah, hear me out, man. You got Denver, Portland, Houston, the Spurs, the Clippers, Utah. I mean, you get down to 7, 8 teams, bro. You're gonna end up. Here's gonna be your last 2 teams for the 8 spot. It's gonna be Golden State and the Lakers.
The West.
So who you got Golden State with no Klay Thompson, no KD. So it's basically gonna be Steph Curry with no bench and Draymond Green versus LeBron and AD, because I know Kuzma's coming back, and I know somebody else didn't play for the Lakers yesterday, but I don't know. I digress. So basically, the West is loaded, bro.
They are.
And you're legit going to have a team miss the playoffs with like 45 wins, and I think it might be the Lakers. I think LeBron's going to have another injury that keeps him out 2, 3, 4 weeks. And we saw Davis in New Orleans, bro. He's not the guy to carry a team by himself. He can't do it.
No, he's not. Because if
they
he
brought
could,
in Boogie.
he would.
He couldn't do it. Couldn't even win one playoff game, I don't think, much less a series.
But Boogie's hurt.
So
Boogie is done, dude.
I'm saying when they brought Boogie into New Orleans when he was still there.
Oh yeah, he couldn't do nothing.
They couldn't do it. So you want a hot take? I'm telling you. Look at the Lakers. Look at the West. The West is loaded, man. I think honestly a team like Denver is sneaky scary. You're right about Houston with Westbrook and Harden. They're gonna do their stat lines are gonna be crazy.
They're going to average 120 points a game.
But they got no bench. I mean, everybody's top heavy out west. I like the unsung teams like Utah and Denver. I like Portland. In the East, I mean, it's Boston and I don't know, Milwaukee. That's pretty much it. I do think our Hawks sniff the playoffs. I'd love to see them compete for a 7 or 8 spot. They may be a little bit too inconsistent with the turnovers still. Their preseason was crazy. I think we led the whole NBA in turnovers again. That's because we
average like 18 a night.
Yeah, we have the fastest pace in the league, though. We're putting up shots with 20 on the shot clock every night. So it's like, we're gonna get after it, man. It's gonna be fun.
One thing I learned from you, man, when you playing like the arcade basketball machine, the more shots you put up, man, the more chances you got to make it.
That's it. If we're racing to 120. Hey, I'm trying to put up more shots because I'm going to get there quicker. Goddamn.
That's it, man. And so here's my bold prediction about the East, man. I think I don't know who's going to win the East, man. Honestly, I don't care. But I think the Hawks are going to be a 6 seed, to be honest with you, because you had Collins who missed about 20 games last year. And I think we come out on fire. I know Herter's a little hurt right now. But I got the Hawks being a 6 seed, man. And I've been telling people this for about a month or 2 now, man. I have Trae Young winning the MVP in 3 years.
Oh, shit.
And I'm telling you, man.
In 3 years.
In three years. So I got Trae winning the MVP in 3 years. and then I have the Hawks winning the chip in 5 years. I think
Yeah.
our GM, man, is so good. The Hawks are loaded, man, and people
Yeah.
just don't know it.
Schlenk is a good GM, man. He's really done well with the draft picks. Everybody agrees DeAndre Hunter and Cam Reddish, like that draft was outstanding.
It's outstanding.
I
dog.
know you got your Luka Doncic fanboys out there, but I just think that Trae Young fits today's NBA so well. He's marketable. He's a passing machine. He can shoot it from 50 feet if he has to.
Right,
I mean,
man.
I think
And
we got the pieces, man.
I don't think you hear from Luka after last year, honestly. Like, they're going to be they're not making the playoffs.
Bro, that's
Like,
another team in the West, though. Like him, Porzingis. Like, that might be another team to knock out the Lakers. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
like,
man, but Porzingis is hemmed up on his domestic abuse charge.
Yeah, Kristaps got to stay out of the nightclub, man. You get in
That's
trouble
what I'm saying,
out there,
dog. So that's it for my NBA talk, and I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We're gonna make this really, really quick because I'm not a liar and I'm sticking to my story. So I had a little game we're gonna play at the end. You can give me a one-word answer. I don't care. I just want to get it in for our fans. So the name of this is gonna be Who Goes First. I'm gonna give you two people, and you just tell me who you see staying in Atlanta longer. Basically, that's all it is.
Okay.
And so the first name I got for you is Vic Beasley or Dan Quinn. Who stays?
Neither. They both got to go. I don't know if I can push, but I think this is the end of the Vic Beasley / Dan Quinn era together.
So what you got, though, is you got Dan Quinn getting fired before the bye, or you have Vic Beasley making it the whole year.
So they're both going all year.
Right.
Arthur Blank's not firing a coach midseason. He let Smitty ride it out that last year when we was a fucking debacle. It's just not his style to fire midseason. That's just not how he operates. Now it may get so bad where the Mercedes-Benz is legitimately empty and he might do it, but right now, because everybody already paid for the tickets. They got the PSLs and the tickets are sold, so he don't give a fuck if you come or not. You already bought it.
I'm not paying for that shit.
The only way you can buy the tickets is on resale. But anyway, honestly, dude, by the letter of that, I think the definition Dan Quinn will be going first because Dan Quinn will be fired the first day after the season, and then that means Vic Beasley will go into free agency like a couple months later. So by definition, Dan Quinn will be going first.
I like that. I'm gonna agree with you there. So my next question, it's only three. I got who do you got leaving Atlanta first? Dallas Keuchel or Josh Donaldson?
Well, yeah, neither's coming back again with the push. I think that Donaldson gets signed first. I think Keuchel will probably be another late season pickup for somebody, maybe in May or June like he was this year. So Donaldson will probably be signed as soon as the World Series is over. Like I said, hot stove winner. I love it. He'll probably sign for something like 3 years, $100 million in Boston or New York or something like that. So.
All right, and this is my last one. I'm going to wrap up the show. Who's the next to go? Trufant or Hooper?
Oh, god damn, that's a good question. Because
Hooper's a free. I think Hooper's a free agent after this year, right?
People are telling me that he's on the block. Like the Falcons getting a lot of calls for Austin Hooper, man, and nobody's calling for Trufant. Now Trufant may get cut at the end of the year.
I have seen like some talk about Trufant getting up out of here, man.
His contract is so heavy though. Like who's gonna pay him? What's he making? Like $15 million?
Well,
I don't know.
I honestly think I think Trufant is one of those guys whose lack of effort. He shut it down for the past 2 weeks. I think he's on vacation mode. I honestly just think that's his problem. Is it just effort? So I don't think Trufant is a bad player. I think in the right scheme he could be a star.
I mean, he's a solid NFL corner. Like, you look at a guy like Oliver who is terrible, and then you got a guy like Trufant. It's like, Trufant, I can put you in the defense and not have to worry every play. He was always the better corner between him and Rocky Alford. So you're probably right, man. There may be a team like San Francisco or Green Bay who right here at the deadline wants to bolster their secondary. Like if you bring in Trufant and he's not your main guy, but he's like a rotational guy, he could probably help your defense. However, if you're a team, probably not the 49ers because they got Kittle at tight end, But who needs a tight end? Dallas? I mean, they're running Witten out there still, bro. Like, Jason Witten came out of the booth.
Right.
What could a guy like Austin Hooper do?
Jimmy Graham been hurt all year, dude.
Yeah, Green Bay, Dallas. I mean, teams like that. Would you trade him to New Orleans? I mean, if New Orleans came calling, hey, Atlanta, we got a first and a third for you for Hooper. Could you do it? I mean, damn, you got to see him for the next 3 to 5 years. That'd be tough. But if you can get a first and a third, it's like, hey, man, I kind of had to take that deal. You know, I don't know. It's interesting, man. This is a really good question. I think probably both end up staying because Dimitrov, I think he made his big move with Sanu. The rest of the team, I believe he's not going to do too many more trades because the next coach may want to come in here and keep some of these guys like an Austin Hooper. I mean, if we hire a defensive coach, he may say, hey, I want Trufant. I can use him better. I know a better way to use him. Don't trade him, you know. So we'll see, man.
I'm going to throw me an answer out there.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I got Trufant leaving before I got Hooper leaving.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
I mean, maybe you move Sanu so that you can pay Hooper. We're going to have to move some money around, though, because we're strapped. Like, we're like the lowest team in the league.
Well, Vic Beasley's coming off the books.
Yeah, that's 15.
So there's your 12 mil.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I think it's time we start looking at Alex Mack, too, man. Like, he's a solid center, but he's old. He's hurt. We're paying him a lot. You know, just something to look at. I know they want to see what Lindstrom can do because they drafted Lindstrom to play guard, hoping that he would ultimately become the center. So,
right,
we'll see.
So bold prediction. Who goes first? You got to give me somebody.
Probably Trufant.
I got that.
Yeah, man.
So that's all I got. Do you got anything?
Nah. You know, I appreciate all the positivity, man. If y'all got questions, comments, anything like that. Please, you know, reach out to us. We want to get you guys involved as much as we can. Sorry for it taking so long. But I listened to it like 4 times last week. It didn't take me that long to listen to it. You know, it took about an hour or so.
That's it there. So, yeah, thanks for everybody listening. Checking out again. I'm Cody. That's BJ. He changed his Twitter handle, by the way. I'm still at TrapMaster1000. BJ, plug him your Twitter.
I forgot. What was it? It's like...
It's sportstalk_BJ. But
that's it.
I know what it is because I tweet you and Dukes and Bell like 100 times a day.
Yeah. So, yeah, sportstalk_BJ.
That's it, baby.
So you guys can figure out what it's about. So.
And we out, man. Thanks for listening.
Peace.